Hi guys, looking at my smoke alarms. Yeah, I thought it was time to check them, as in what date I installed them and whether they needed replacing. That one says manufactured in 2009, so about 4 years old, and it says replace every 5 years. So technically that one's probably okay. Last time I replaced the battery in it was 2020, and it does still work. So technically that one's okay. We'll talk about it a bit more in a minute. This one, which you can see is a bit dusty, replaced by November 2017. Oops. And written on the front of it, I actually installed it 29th of the 3rd, 2012. So, yeah, that one is way out of date. And very dusty. Still works, but the theory is the sensor is only designed to last for 5 years. So even though it appears to still work, it may not be actually protecting us. So I bought two pack, because the 2-pack was £22. These, somewhere on it says 5 years. Where did I read it? Well, I carefully read through all the instructions, both sides. Nothing on there was saying anything about the lifespan of it. And I was trying to think, well, where did I see it? It's just here. I searched everywhere for that. So date of manufacturer 2023, 2nd of the 10th, replaced by 2034. So this one's got a 10-year lifespan, as opposed to that one which had a 5-year lifespan. So yeah, pleased with that. 10-year lifespan. And it comes with the screws for fitting. So I shall replace both of my old ones with 2 brand new ones, and we'll be okay until 2034. Just realised I didn't demonstrate testing it. Press the button. And that's the hush button to shut it up when it's going off when you don't want it to. Now that I've replaced them, the next question for me is always, is there anything salvageable in the old units? Well, the first point is there is a radioactive component in there, so you shouldn't really be playing around with the radioactive bit. Does it actually tell us on the outside? Yes, this device contains 0.9 microcurie of americium, which is americium-241, a radioactive material. So you should dispose of it appropriately when you go to the local recycling centre. But if we open this one's easy enough to open. In there will be a, how do we pronounce it? Piezo, that's the word, isn't it? Piezo alarm speaker. So that might be worth having. But I wouldn't recommend playing around with the radioactive stuff. I do remember there was a thing about some lad in America building himself a nuclear bomb by collecting up loads of these for the radioactive material. Loads. Did it as a Boy Scout project or something. But yeah, I don't think it's worth playing around with that bit unless you happen to be doing radioactive experiments. You've got a radiation detector or something you want to play with. But I would leave that alone personally. But I might nick the speaker if I can get it out. How about this one? What have we got in here? I need to undo those clips and then we can have a look inside. Okay, so your radioactive gear will be in there. Battery box. I mean, there is a transistor and a capacitor there. And a LED. But again, the only thing I'd really want would be the speaker. Three-wire speaker. So as I say, leave that bit alone. Hardly worth salvaging LEDs nowadays. In the past, I'd have carefully desoldered all those bits. It's really not worth the effort nowadays. But that might be handy. And that thing is a carbon monoxide alarm, which again is well past its date. Amazing how useful the screws often are. I always save those. Two-wire speaker in this one. That's the actual detector unit. Which works in a different way to those ones. Again, we got a couple of LEDs. That looks like a choke. Momentary push button. No, I thought that was a choke. It's got 3 legs and it's labelled T1. E23 written on the side of it. Don't know what that is. But yeah, I just don't salvage things like I used to. I've actually been using little push button switches like that recently, which were ones that I'd salvaged in the past. Well, I might just chop those LEDs off. They're easy to get to. But that's more what I'm interested in. Just once in a while you want one of them. So there you go, quick teardown while we're at it. And just be aware of the radioactive bits. Just a final little thing. Somebody asked me about, I'd repaired a Christmas candle, LED candle. All I needed to do was replace the battery contacts in it because they'd gone corroded. And they asked me where I got them from. Well, this is a good example. I'd actually salvaged them from here. So before we throw the plastic container away, I'd actually get that out of there. I need to bend the bits of plastic out of the way to get it. There you go. I've got a box full of those because I always save them when I scrap things like this. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.